It worked. It worked. Holy crap. All right. All right, we'll get started in a second. So now we should be live on 5 different platforms at once. So we'll get started in 1 second. Yeah. Yeah, we'll delete that one. Thank you very much. Delete that. Thank you. Post has been deleted. Great. Let's go here. Delete my old VOD, and then we'll get started. Content. Live. Oh, I should get... Is Instagram on this one? I really should get that one. We'll delete this one. Delete forever. Thank you. What's going on, guys? Getting started in 1 second. We will... Oops. Yeah, we'll delete this one for... Nope. Forever. Okay. All right, that should be good enough. I think we can actually start. Oh, I have to get back in the right live. There we are. How's Pittsburgh? We'll go over that in just 1 second. We're going to go over everything. We'll go over Pittsburgh in 1 second. Let me know if... Oh, I should check my safe list, too, to make sure that this music can play on every single platform I'm on. That's probably important, so my stream doesn't get shut down. Safe list. Yes. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, X. Okay. We're good. We're good. Non-copyright. Oh, yeah, baby. Severe destructive damage threat. Severe thunderstorm. 80 mile per hour radar indicated winds. 2-inch hail headed east towards Sayre, Elk City, Sweetwater, Weatherford. All you guys out there in western Oklahoma, we still got a tornado watch out here. Severe thunderstorm watch. Panhandle of Texas, western Oklahoma, tornado watch. Northern Oklahoma, southwestern, south central, southwestern Kansas, with a few mesoscale discussions, mainly saying strong winds, weak tornadoes are possible. Out here in Pittsburgh, we've got severe thunderstorm watches, mesoscale discussion, just wind up to 60 miles per hour. Some breezy, strong thunderstorms. Honestly, not too much to worry about there. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning up in Canada with no description on it at all. So, yeah, just some bad storms. Quebec, you don't see that every day. Look at that. Quebec, some severe weather for you. I mean, that's not true. You get a little severe weather. So nothing too crazy going on right now, so I kind of want to get into some forecasting. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Quinn, what's going on? B, what's poppin'? What is going on? Yeah, I mean, some strong thunderstorms rolling through, you know, the Great Lakes region. But nothing, not expecting anything too crazy tonight. I want to go over a crazy forecast we might have ahead, though. Tons of fun stuff to talk about. I am now simultaneously streaming on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and TikTok. So now we're on 5 platforms. Because why not? Now, the one issue I'm going to have is reading my Instagram chat. But, you know, I'll figure it out. Actually, that shouldn't be a problem. let's just do this. Let's just make my screen a little bit smaller because I want to be able to see everyone. And then we'll just pop it open. There we go. That'll have to do. Yeah, that'll work. Cool, I got all my chats. Pull down. Vertical source. Okay. Hope everyone's having a good Thursday night. Friday Junior. All right, so, man, where do I even start? Let's start with our temperature outlook because it's gonna get real hot. We've gotten kind of lucky in May. We've gotten kind of lucky in May and June. Most of the country. Some of you guys have been very hot out west, deep south, southeast, but a lot of the center of the country, Ohio Valley, Great Lakes region, New England, a lot of us have been below average this summer. Not the entire summer, but for a decent portion of it. And that's about to change. I talked about in my video the large Omega block that's set up over Europe right now, bringing them many areas over there record high temperatures. Well, we're about to get our own version of a Omega block, and that's why you're seeing there's an 80% chance of above normal temperatures out here as we get into our 6 to 10 day forecast. This is July 1st through July 5th, so it's going to be hot on July 4th for a lot of people. If you're anywhere east of the Rockies, it could be a little uncomfortable, through the Rockies as well. It's summer, but it's going to be average to below average out west. It's going to be very hot over here. Pushing forward out July 3rd to the July 9th timeframe. Most of the country's above average. Pacific Northwest, really just the West in general, not too bad. But this is the summer that you were expecting. It's kind of lagged behind for a lot of us, like I said. Precipitation-wise, we're getting dry as we get into July. Very dry. Center of the country, Great Lakes region, Ohio Valley, average into dry. This is related to our temperatures. Again, when you get a large high-pressure Omega block, you're not going to get any precipitation in there. A high pressure is just a big area of sinking air. And for moisture to evaporate into the sky and turn into clouds, you need rising air, not sinking air. Right? It's not rocket science. So when you have a stalled high pressure, and you have a bunch of sinking air, you're going to get a lot of heat, and you're not going to get very many clouds. You're not going to get, you're going to be dry. So that's what's happening as we get into early July. Probably going to see some good moisture out west, though. I don't fully agree with the precipitation. Well, this is a little bit better now, but I think this precipitation is actually going to be a little bit higher. I think we could see above average a little bit further up to the north and east, up into the northern plains. South and east still looking good on precipitation. Not really that surprised. Or south central and then south and east. As we get into and continue to push into our El Nino conditions, we're going to see a lot of moisture down there in the south. And as we push into winter, and it sounds crazy to say that, but technically, I mean, we're already halfway through the year. We're likely still going to be in a very strong El Nino, and this is what causes, a much higher frequency of, you have a much higher frequency of potential snowstorms in El Ninos, especially strong El Ninos, when you just have a ton of moisture down here, a ton of dynamic cooling throughout winter. So if you like snow and you live in the south, you like this type of setup. And we're going to be there's a 0% chance we're not going to be in an El Nino as we enter winter. So, well, I shouldn't say 0% chance, but very, very, very small chance that we're not still in a decent El Nino as we push into winter, potentially still strong. Anyways, so here we go. How hot is this going to be? Well, it's going to be very, 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 very hot. And let me show you. Well, I'll start with temperature anomalies. Let's just get into temperature anomalies real quick. Here we go. We're getting out towards, let's go out towards July 1st. You start to see here. We'll actually go back to the 12Z so we can see a little bit further. And here you go, July 1st. We're talking about widespread. You see some areas down here pushing 20 degrees above average. We're talking about 10 to 20 degrees above average for this entire section of the country. As we get out towards July 4th, still 10, 15, 20 degrees above average for most of us through the Central Plains out east, and this above average air just continues. It doesn't go anywhere. I want to show you actually, and let's take actually a quick look at the GFS temperature anomalies as we get into early July. There you go. I mean, we're seeing 30 degrees above average through portions of the upper Midwest as we get into late June. Look at that. Look at these temperatures up in Canada. I don't know if I have anyone in Canada on my stream, but we're talking 30 to 35 degrees above average, pushing into late June, early July. And then this heat continues 20 to 30 degrees above average through the upper Midwest. You're seeing a bunch of little blue explosions here. That's just storms initiating. So this looks like a severe weather day just based on the temperature anomalies. This is what we call dynamic cooling. You have storms that cool the atmosphere, but then as soon as those storms go away, we're back to being above average. Look at this. This is just absolutely insane heat. You're seeing that up there too, storms. Yeah, heat sticks around. So what is even going on here? We're almost 40 degrees above average through portions of South Dakota around July 4th. I hope this is wrong. This part of the country is going to absolutely bake. If you want to take a look at what these temperatures actually look like, heat index wise, get ready for this. Here we go. Let's get into July 1st. Here, we'll look out here. There we go. Widespread 100 to 105 degrees as we get into June 30th. This is the GFS. Let's push a little bit further towards, oh my gosh, 110 degree. These are feels like this is our heat index, 110 degree heat index as we get into July 1st through the Ohio Valley. Let's get towards July 4th. Again, widespread heat indexes 100 to 110 degrees. Yep. Not fooling around. Look at that. 104 heat index. Minneapolis, 106 heat index. New York. So this is going to be the summer that, well, some people were looking forward to, some people dread. Yeah. I dreamed about being a meteorologist. Do you have any tips for college if I do it? Listen, I went to school for Florida State for meteorology. I didn't finish my meteorology degree. I went there for 3 years left and just continued to study on my own. I actually plan on finishing my degree. But I loved it. I loved it while I was there for it. Some stuff happened in my life and I ended up having to leave, and it's a long story, but I loved it. I still want to finish it. It was yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's a lot of math. A lot of people don't realize that. It's a lot of math. You have to know why models and weather parameters and algorithms act the way they do. And it's very, very tough. So if you don't like math, don't be a meteorologist. Because you can love science and hate math. You're not going to like getting your meteorology degree. All right. So there we go. That's what's going on temperature-wise. I quickly want to look over here. I made a post on Instagram for my stream yesterday that just blew up, kind of went viral, and the comments on it are actually hilarious. If you guys want to laugh, just go look at my Instagram, my latest Instagram post. It's got, I don't know, a few thousand comments now. I don't know, something like that. Maybe hundreds, but there's a lot. I was just saying how hot it is in Europe, right? If we go and we take a look at temperature anomalies, widespread 30, 35 degrees above average in Europe. They have a major omega block sitting over Europe, and they don't have a lot of air conditioning out in Europe. I think like 20% of the country, 20% of European households have air conditioning, as compared to 90% of American households have air conditioning. It's not even comparable. But yeah, I was just getting, the comments are hilarious. People are like, and I said, there's a lot of heat related incidents in Europe, and the comments are like, it's all propaganda. They're pushing the numbers up. It's all lies. They're putting thermometers in the hottest places purposely and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm just saying it's hot. We don't got to get all political and crazy in the comment section. If you want a good laugh, yeah, just go look at my last post on Instagram. Go into the comments. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. Anyways, it is hot. It's going to continue to stay hot out here for the same reason that it's going to get really hot in the U.S. Taking a look at the upper air pattern. Here we go. Big omega block. There you go. Here's our jet stream. Here's where you're going to get some storms initiating down, where you have a trough, valley. Okay. Here, valley, ridge, Valley. Trough, ridging, troughing. This is pulling cold air down from the north. This is pulling warm air up from the south. Not only that, but high pressure. Again, it's a big area of sinking air, so you're not going to get any clouds, any sort of dynamic cooling happening here. And at the same time, you've got that warm equatorial air being pulled up to the north. And this Omega block just sits there. And it sits there, and it is going to roast Europe. And then, boom, it looks like maybe we get a break. As we get towards July 2nd, July 3rd, finally, this is going to be a big cool down. May not even come till about July 5th. But it looks like Europe's going to get a cool down. But if you take a look at what's happening in the U.S., what's causing our heat, something similar. There you go. Omega block. We typically call it an Omega block when it's when it's over the plains. But there you go. High pressure, warm equatorial air. You're going to get no rainfall. And this kind of sets up right as we get to the 28th, 29th, 30th, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. And then you get kind of a zonal flow to the north. We may get a little bit of a cool down after the 4th of July, but it's going to be very, 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 very hot. While I have this up, we need to talk about, and I'm going to get into the severe weather that's happening now, and I'm going to get into all your questions. Let me just run through this. Another 5% for me tomorrow. Love it, Mezzo. What's going on, everyone, by the way? Thanks for being in here. We're live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and X right now. He said, no, I hate math. Yeah, it's a ton. It's not like the simple math, too. Like, ask Matt. Ask Mezzo Matt. He's finishing his meteorology degree. Ask him about all the math he has to take. You don't use 90% of the math that you learn for it, but, you know, it is what it is. Okay. So here we go. Here's getting into this weekend. Notice, this is like the dreaded southwesterly 500 millibar flow when it's tornado season, but we're getting closer to summer, so we're not going to have typically, you know, as significant, we're not looking at crazy dry line setups usually or as much instability later in the year, but with this type of setup, we'll see. Strong southwesterly flow as we get into the weekend, as we have a big ridge out here. So this weekend, we're starting to get a lot of heat and a lot of dry conditions over the Ohio Valley, southeast out in this region, and then we're starting to get a lot of severe potential across portions of the central and northern Rockies, central and northern plains, up through the upper Midwest. Short waves developing here. Plenty of instability. We could have, look at this jet streak. We could have, and I said it in my stream yesterday, where there was like a day 3 risk. I said we could have a day 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, now we have up to a day 5. I think we're going to have a day 6. I think we're going to have a day 7 risk too. You know, a 6 and 7 risk. So there we go. Getting into Monday, Tuesday, the Wednesday. Yeah, I mean, we could continue to see. I mean, even all the way out. Look at, I mean, all the way out through July. You're still seeing some significant shortwaves up here through the upper Midwest, all the way through Tuesday. And then maybe a little bit of a severe risk up through portions of New England. Still looking at the northern plains here, the high plains. I mean, just nonstop. This is where severe weather usually shifts up to the north late in the season. That's where you have a higher chance to have some baroclinic boundaries set up and your jet streams floating a little bit further north. Our subtropical jet's kicking on because we're transitioning into an El Nino, but expect a kind of a week straight of potential severe weather up here through portions of the plains and upper Midwest, northern high plains, whatever. I never even understand the difference between the northern plains, high plains, northern plains, high plains. But yeah, it's coming, and we'll be roasting in the Ohio Valley, in the deep south, in the southeast, potentially out through the mid-Atlantic, southern plains, Great Lakes region. We'll probably be roasting for a while. Right now, if you were to just take a look at Storm Prediction Center, convective outlook, there's your day 2. So a little bit of a severe threat tomorrow back through the Midwest. Illinois, Indiana have not seen enough severe weather yet. So, great to see some more severe weather for Illinois and Indiana because it's been a slow season. Illinois has only seen, 200 tornadoes this tornado season. So back into a 2 and 5%. Why not? Obviously, I'm being sarcastic. And that categorical, just a wind and hail risk, I believe, out there through portions of the plains. Getting into our day 3, a little bit of a severe risk out there. North Carolina, slight risk, North Carolina, Virginia. And probabilistic, we actually have a SIG. This is probably going to go enhanced day 3 up here through portions of Montana. North Dakota, South Dakota, northeastern Wyoming. I'd expect that to go enhanced. We're probably going to have an enhanced on day 4. We're probably going to have an enhanced on day 5. We're probably going to have at least a slight on day 6 somewhere out here. We'll see. So lots of severe weather still to talk about. Crazy going into late June. All right. I'm almost done with my spiel, and then I'm going to talk to everyone. 80% chance of tropical cyclo or of our low pressure out here. Tropical low pressure going through TCG, tropical cyclogenesis within the next 7 days. Let's take a quick look at the satellite. So post-tropical, it's going to float out here, enter a more favorable environment, and probably spin up. 80% chance is pretty good. So Hawaii may want to pay attention to that, you know. It's really the only people out there. Very unlikely to turn north and head towards California. So nothing too crazy. But that's what's going on with the tropical update. We do have 2 tropical systems out in the Western Pacific. I believe they're both tropical storms right now, and they're taking aim for Japan. They're going to move over Japan very quickly. It's just going to be a lot of rainfall. Shouldn't be any major impacts other than some potential flooding out there. All right. Did I cover everything? Hold up. Did I cover everything? I think I covered everything. I mean, tons of red flag warnings, fire watches out west, but we're going to get a little bit of a... We're going to, especially in the desert southwest down here, precipitation is on the way. It is on the way, believe me. A little bit of a pattern change. Here's your excessive rainfall threat today. Portions of Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, and Oklahoma in that slight to moderate threat for excessive rainfall. But Climate Prediction Center, precipitation southwest here, and then into our 8 to 14 day. This is going to be a lot of good rainfall. Hopefully will help with some of those fires. I mean, I hope they're still not raging on at that point, but who knows? All right, what's going on? What's going on? I'm going to switch this. I'm going to get in close here. And let me... Okay. One sec, guys. One second. Okay. Has Friday uptrended? Let's take a look. Why don't we? Let's take a look. We'll go to... I guess we can just go to the HRRR we're talking about tomorrow. 12Z. You love to see it. All right, we'll go compare runs. Here we go. Here's Friday. HRRR. We'll take a look. Here's the 12Z. Let's go back to the 00Z from yesterday. Or 00Z last night. Yeah, we'll start here. So this is getting into 7 p.m. That's what we were looking at. Let's take a look at, let's move forward to the 06. Trends it a little west, still significant. Trend a little east. It's amplifying. The trough is amplifying a little bit more. It's digging a little bit further to the south. I would say this is an uptrend. Yeah. Emmanuel, appreciate you. Appreciate you. A member for 7 months. Jeez. You're in Evansville, Indiana. Yeah, okay, I'm looking. Yeah, I'm really watching what's happening up in Montana, Wyoming, and the Dakotas on Friday. We can take a look out there. You know, it's just not supposed to be. I mean, okay, let's take a look. We do have a 2 and a 5% TOR risk. So let's take a look at it. You can see the short waves developing in the 500. Let's go back to the 18Z, 12Z. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you go from the 06, let's go from the 00Z yesterday to this one. Yeah, it's uptrend. A little bit stronger of a jet streak, at least at the 500 millibar level. Let's take a look at the 850. 6 p.m. Let's go back. Oh, yeah, that's uptrended. Take a look right here. Completely filling in on the HRRR. A lot more shear. We'll take a look at our instability. Our instability is going to be higher if we have a stronger LLJ, low-level jet. So there's our Cape OOZ, and then here's the new There you go. A little bit of an uptrend. You're filling in. This whole area is filling in with 1,000 plus joules per kilogram of CAPE, going from yesterday's midnight run to tonight's. Yes. So yeah, we have had an uptrend in this area. I can see why we have that 5%. Going to Arkansas all next week. For what? Do I think the day 5 will expand? Let's take a look at the day 5. Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah. Anytime you have like a day 3 and on, they always make it a little bit smaller than... What the heck? Sent a red card? Emmanuel, I appreciate that. It's actually funny, though. I've never seen those. Oh, did I not say happy birthday to him? What the heck? It's been a busy day. And I'm watching the kids by myself this weekend. So, here you go. Anytime day 3 and on, they make it a little bit small. Yeah, we're probably going to see something like this. You know, it's going to be much larger than this. Minneapolis will be in here. Sioux Falls will probably be involved. I would say Bismarck down to Des Moines could end up being in a risk zone on Saturday. We'll have to see. But yeah, when you're out that far, they make the risk zones a little bit smaller because they don't want to just put everyone in a risk zone that far out when obviously it's hard to predict what's going to happen even 2 days out, let alone 5. Kansas got a nice break in May. Yeah, Kansas had a much cooler May, which is nice. Hail and wind threat for OKC tonight? Probably. Yeah, probably a little bit of a hail and wind threat for OKC tonight. Let's take a look down here. You got some storms out to your west. You guys are in this mesoscale discussion, so EF1 tornadoes are possible. It's possible to get stronger, just not super likely. 65 to 80 mile per hour winds and 1 to almost 2 inch hail is possible tonight too. So you are in that mesoscale discussion and severe thunderstorm warning. This thunderstorm out to your west already produced. At least radar indicated 80 mile per hour winds and 2 inch hail. Let's go to observations. What are our temperatures looking like right now? Real-time mesoscale analysis. Not bad. Not bad. Look at that temperature in Appleton. I feel like this is like the perfect temperature, right? What do you guys think? Is this the perfect temperature? Yes, no. I'm gonna go to satellite here. And we'll go geocolor. Gasp. Do you think the summer weather will extend past September? So like we had a late spring and late summer. Yeah, you know, it depends where you are, you know. Strong El Niños tend to bring cooler conditions to the southern tier states. And so it could be a long summer for the north and maybe what might feel like a shorter summer for the south. Strong El Niños bring some pretty warm and dry conditions, all things considered. You know, as compared to average, to the kind of northern tier states and the southern tier states experience those colder, wetter conditions. So, yeah, I mean, if we get a nice subtropical jet stream that locks in down here, you might be feeling like fall down in the deep south in late September, which usually that takes till like early December. Best temperature. I hate severe weather. Both places I live are in Dixie Alley. Well, you know what? You're kind of in an alley anywhere. Like, I mean, like everyone like out here is like in an alley. You know what I mean? Hoosier Alley, Tornado Alley, Dixie Alley. I guess I should really draw it more like this. There you go. Hoosier Alley, Tornado Alley, Dixie Alley. Then you got Carolina Alley out here as well too. So a lot of the U.S. is in an alley, is in a Tornado Alley. Dixie, Hoosier, Tornado. Carolina. Hope you like my drawing. One second, guys. I don't think TikTok appreciates me. What's the word for streaming at five? It's not like, so quadruple would be 4, streaming to 4 different platforms at once. What's streaming to 5 different platforms at once? What's the word for that? Quintuple streaming. Yeah, I don't think TikTok likes it. I have 20 viewers on TikTok. It's much lower than I get when I'm not quintuple streaming. That's okay. They've been frustrating lately. Tufts, what's poppin'? Cinco streaming. That's right. Connor's Climate Quintuple. Stream. Penta stream. Yeah. A penta stream. I'm telling you, I don't think people are ready for how hot it's about to be when July 1st hits in the US. I'm telling you guys, it's going to be smoking hot. In case you missed it, just in case you missed it, let's go and take a look at the GFS again for how hot it's going to be in the US. Let's go to our heat index. Let's push into July. Ready? Here we go. Just in case you missed it. This is heat index. This is the feels like. I kind of care more about the feels like. Yeah. St. Louis, 106 degrees. Beautiful. Beautiful start. Oh, that's not even July yet. That's the end of June. There we go. 1 to 110 through there. Let's get into... There we go. Widespread, 100 feels like. Toasty. 105, 104, 105, 102. Heat index in Minneapolis. Let's go to July 4th. All right, here's July 4th. You guys ready? 111 in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Heat index 111. Heat index in Raleigh. 105 heat index in Charlotte. You guys excited for July 4th? 110 heat index in Columbia, Wilmington. 102 heat index in Fargo on July 4th. Oh, here we go. This looks nice. 117 degree heat index in Quincy, July 5th. 114 Fairfield. Beautiful. 105 degree index in Omaha, July 5th. Ooh, 106 for Omaha. Yeah. This is going to be a good time. It's going to be a real good time. Big pattern shifts coming. The Uranus stopping for the Ohio for the Ohio Valley, the Great Lakes, the Deep South, the Southeast, portions of the Mid-Atlantic. The rain is stopping. The cool temperatures or average temperatures are stopping. The heat is coming. The dry conditions are coming. I hate living in Kansas because it's technically the Midwest. Kansas is not the Midwest. Kansas is... Since when is Kansas is the Midwest? Kansas City, Missouri is the Midwest. I've never in my life referred to Kansas as the... Yeah, Kansas is not the Midwest. I'll draw the Midwest right now. There you go. That is the Midwest. That right there is the Midwest. I kind of want to draw like Pittsburgh into it. Let's go like that. That's the Midwest. Oh, sorry. There we go. Am I right? Or am I right? Some do believe Kansas is the Midwest. How weird would it be if the Midwest just went like this? That wouldn't make any sense. Listen. If you look it up, most maps include Kansas in the Midwest. So they go like this. Something feels off there. Why not at that point just include all of these states? You know what I mean? Here, I'm going to tell you what I think. Here's what I think. New England. Mid-Atlantic. There's actually a name for this over here, but we're just going to go... I'm going to have to include Virginia in the Mid-Atlantic. Okay? I'm just going to have to. You know what? There's a couple states, actually, I don't know where to put. West Virginia is a weird one. I feel like West Virginia could be Midwest. West Virginia could be Mid-Atlantic. West Virginia could be Ohio Valley. Where do you guys put West Virginia? That's a weird one. Because I would consider, like, this the Southeast. And then I'd put, like... Well, the Ohio Valley, I guess, can be multiple things. Kentucky in the Midwest? Really? Yeah, West Virginia, Mid-Atlantic. You're right. I think that would work better. Right? There you go. We'll just call this the Southeast. We'll call this the Southern Plains. We'll call this the Central Plains. We'll call this the Northern Plains. We'll call this the High Plains. We'll call this the Central Rockies. We'll call this the Desert Southwest. We'll call this West Coast. And we'll call this Pacific Northwest. There you go. There's your map. There you go. Kentucky is not Midwest. That's Ohio Valley. Yeah, but like... You would also kind of consider like this, like these areas in the Ohio Valley, like the southern Indiana and southern Illinois is in the Ohio Valley. So is the big portion of Ohio. So the Ohio Valley doesn't run by borders. It kind of just intersects this area. It's this whole area, you know, it's a valley. You've got mountains running up here. You've got some mountains out here. It's the valley in between. Oh, now I'm getting linked a picture of a map. All right, this better not be a Rickroll, okay? Oh my. Okay, good. Okay, wait. I am confused. Yeah. Listen, it didn't post, so I had to pull it up. America, explain. Yeah. Some nice storms still heading out east towards Oklahoma City. 70-mile-per-hour radar indicated winds. Elk City, you got a good, nice storm right to your south. 70-mile-per-hour winds. Tor Pause. Don't see a good... Well, there's a little bit of rotation happening right here, just the northwest of Willow, actually. You can actually see that counterclockwise rotation right there. So, ooh, actually, here, wait. Let me look at something real quick. Doesn't that look like both of these little hooks? And then if you look at the velocity, too... You've got rotation here, and you've got rotation there, which match up with the hooks. So, Willow, Lone Wolf, Granite, you guys might want to pay attention. Magnum, Hobart, Oklahoma. There's, you know, this thing could put down a quick tornado. So, pay attention out there. Tor Pause storm. There's definitely rotation in it. Some tight rotation. Joplin, you got some storms out to your northwest. Almost 2-inch hail, radar indicated 60-mile-per-hour winds. Parsons, good storm rolling through. Let's just check this real quick for any sort of... Yeah, a little bit of rotation in here as well. Some strong winds, but nothing too crazy looking. I think you guys are going to be all right. What's this storm moving through Erie? Huh. Some couplets out here as well. Probably just going to be some strong winds. Tiny hail. Possibly moving across here. Erie. All right, I'm going to come back and check on this again in a second. All the maps I see are only Midwest, Northeast, South, and West. Yeah, on those maps, Kansas is in the Midwest. Yes, but I'm sure on those maps, so is all of this. On those maps, this is probably the Midwest. On those maps, I guarantee you this is the Midwest. It probably includes... Actually, it probably includes Kentucky, too, on those maps. Those maps probably include the Dakotas and Nebraska. And then it has probably the Northeast like this. And then it probably has the Southeast like this. Or yeah, the South like this. Yeah. No, we don't look at those maps. Like, those maps put, like, Virginia in the South, you know? I can name all the Canadian provinces. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can. I'm pretty sure I can. I don't know if I want to right now in case I get it wrong. I'm going to look like an idiot. I called inland Europe, mainland Europe in my video yesterday, and it really pissed some people off. You know, I don't know if I want to piss the Canadians off too. I already made the Europeans mad at my stream yesterday. You know what I mean? It's a nice little plume of energy. Nice little kind of MCS forming over western Oklahoma right now. I think Connor could do it. I know the two above Minnesota. Manitoba and Saskatchewan. Well, I thought that said it at first. But yeah, I know these because they're above Minnesota. I know this is British Columbia. I know this is Saskatchewan. I know this is Manitoba. I'm pretty sure this is Quebec. I'm forgetting what these two are. Hold up. I can get this. This is like, I feel like the majority of Canadians live in this province, and I can't remember what it's called. British Columbia, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Quebec. This is going to bother me. I forgot 2 of the 10 when I quizzed myself. There's 10? Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna get these. Okay, let's just practice with these. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about those ones up north. Yeah. I'm not gonna talk about that up north. Patrick, I watched your TikTok of the proprietary information for tornado chasing, and it was hilarious. It was hilarious. Honestly, it was so funny. Oh, this is Ontario. Duh. Lake Ontario. So the only one I legit can't remember is this one. All right. This one I give up. I literally can't remember what province. this is. I just can't. I probably could if I knew the first letter it started with. I'd remember, but you know, forgive me. Okay. Quebec, Ontario. Wait, sorry. Quebec, Ontario, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, British Columbia. Ugh. Well, I'm not doing the other ones. I'm just doing these. Nova Scotia's over there somewhere. Well, yeah, well, there you go. Alrighty. Alberta, dang it. You guys are right. You guys are right. Alberta. Oh my god, I feel like an idiot. You know, sometimes I just like to come on stream and embarrass myself. Only the big ones, yeah. You know, I know it's only late June, but I'm already looking forward to my my winter forecast. Because we haven't been in a significant El Nino for so long, it's finally going to be a little bit different of a forecast. I don't know how aggressive I'm going to be with the South though. You get bigger snowstorms. You have the opportunity for bigger snowstorms in La Ninas, but you have the opportunity for more frequent snowstorms in El Ninos in the South. I'm specifically talking about southern states that don't see as much snow. Well, I mean, I know all 50 states. I have no issues with the US. I'd be bad at this job if I did. You're going to do a ridiculously early winter forecast? You know what? I should. It would actually be funny. A video like that would probably get a lot of views because it'd be so ridiculous. Should I do like should I do a July 1st winter forecast and call it literally ridiculously early winter forecast? I mean, look, we know we're going to be in likely a moderate to very strong El Nino. We're going to have a very strong subtropical jet. So, you know, cooler than average, warmer than average, drier than average, cooler than average, wetter than average. Like, that's the basics of an El Nino. But then you have to figure out what are your SSTs going to look like? You know, like, are we going to have a warm NPO or blah, blah. It's like, you don't just look at the ENSO. You have to look at your sea surface temperatures. Your ENSO is just is based off of the Nino 3.4. But we'll want to look at our Gulf conditions, especially our NPO, North Pacific Oscillation. What's going to happen with our NAO? That kind of determines whether we're getting blocking out to the east or not. You know, but for the ridiculously early winter forecast, we could probably just base it off the ENSO. Well, no, I mean, you can. I feel like long-range models do okay with North Pacific and North Atlantic sea surface temperatures. They do okay. I want to say they're slightly above 50%. And then maybe I should just dive into everything, get into the MJO, what the MJO cycle is going to be in December. I'd probably be mocked if I made a video like that in July. Christmas in July, yeah. Has a tropical disturbance chance in the Eastern Pacific gone up? Yeah. It's up to 80% chance of undergoing TCG within the next 7 days. Yep. There she is. There's our disturbance. This was, and you can still see the low spinning. This did have a chance to undergo TCG, but I think it's moving to the north. It's moving into some cool waters, and so that's going to stifle any sort of development. So they dropped off that Pacific disturbance, and now we're just down to 1. You know, there's a 0% chance I couldn't name all 50 states. There's a 0% chance. Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois. Did I say Iowa yet? I think I did, yeah. Illinois, Wisconsin, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, West Virginia, North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. Like, that's like the back of my hand. But Canadian, listen, remembering 50 states is easy. Remembering 10 provinces, though, that is hard. That is difficult. I can't explain it. Did I miss? I don't think I missed any. Wait, another earthquake? Or was it the one reported yesterday? What? Really? No, I don't think so. Here, let me pull up my Discord. I don't think we had another earthquake. Earthquake. If you want daily weather updates, everything earthquakes, fires, severe weather, tropical, just join my Discord. Go into any of my latest YouTube videos. There's a link in the description. It's completely free. Or just add me on Discord, Connor Slam Corner. All right, now that I shouted that out, let's take a look at the latest earthquakes. Oh, shoot. Did I just move that? Sorry, one second, guys. Okay, there we go. That's not what I meant to do. Yeah, we've been very, very active. All right, nothing. There was a 4.9 in Alaska. When was that at? This was pretty recent. This was today. Yeah, this was recent. 4.9 Alaska. 4.9 Alaska. This isn't loading for some reason, but here you go. Not loading. Yeah, almost 5.0 in Alaska. That's the most recent one. Most recent, somewhat significant one. Yeah, other than that, nothing too crazy. What's going on? Play with friends on Roblox right now? I have never played Roblox. That's a true story. Or Minecraft. And the funny thing is, like, I'm a gamer. Like, I love gaming. I've just never played those games. Mangum, Oklahoma? Where are you guys? Where are you guys located? Let me see. Mangum? Mangum? It's tough to say. I see. Down there to the south. Oh, turn that off. Southwestern. I see. Right down here. Yeah, you're in that severe thunderstorm warning. Oh, yeah, this is the area that I was talking about actually paying attention because we're seeing a lot of rotation here. Look at that. You don't have a tight couplet, but you do have high velocity winds here. So very high velocity. I mean, if we go to the end of this, we're indicating... Yeah, 74 mile per hour wind gusts in this storm moving down to the southeast, if I'm saying it right. towards Mangum, Oklahoma. So just make sure you're inside. Doesn't look like there's a couplet down or anything, but this could try to wrap something up. You can see a little bit of a hook shape sort of developing. Let's watch this. Trying to catch an inflow, so I'd watch this closely. Right now, I wouldn't say immediate danger as long as you're inside. 70 mile per hour wind gust, though. Radar indicated and up to 1 3/4 inch hail. If we do get some sort of spin up here, you know, make sure you're in the lowest level of your home. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Stay away from windows. Get in a storm shelter or basement if possible. I'll watch this as it moves a little bit closer. Tomorrow showing an uptrend? Yeah. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Tomorrow showing an uptrend. Tomorrow showing an uptrend for both of the locations that I'm looking at, which is Northern Plains, you know, Montana, Wyoming, portions of Western, North, and South Dakota. And then also it's showing an uptrend for Southern Illinois, Western Kentucky, Southern Indiana, Southeastern Missouri. It's showing an uptrend for severe weather. Yeah, we might get a SIG 1 out there on our 2 to 5% tornado risk. Yeah, this is likely going to move over you guys. I mean, it could move just to the northeast, but I think it's going to move over you guys. So I'm just watching to see if this thing tries to spin anything up. You could see the rotation right there. It's trying to create a couplet here. Watch this. I don't like this radar that I'm on. High velocities, high velocities. There was actually a pretty tight couplet in here for a second. See that? That was a strong area of rotation. So it's trying. It's trying its best to put down a tornado. It would probably be weak at this point, but could still be a tornado. A little couplet forming out here as well. A lot of rotation in this. Let's watch it. Mangum. Frederick is the closest radar to there. Yeah. Yeah. So, again, one of those situations. Radar, 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 radar. Storms here. Not a complete radar hole, but it's pretty close to the center of the radars right now. It's not too far from Frederick, I guess, though. It's not too bad. I've seen worse. Let me take a look. Do they have radar sweeps on here? Give me a second. One second. Okay. All right, let's get the latest update on this storm. There it is. I mean, this is a pretty tight area of rotation in here. Remember, if you're the red here is rain droplets moving away, wind, air particles, rain droplets moving away from the radar, typically rain. In the green is water particles moving towards the radar. So when you see that we have droplets moving away and moving towards, and they're pushing up against each other, that clearly just means there's rotation. That's how you read velocity radar. It's pretty simple. And it's easy to see that when you go to reflectivity too. It's easy to see that spin. Why does that look anticyclonic? No, it's cyclonic. All right. What do I think about Edmond, Oklahoma? God, it's the one feature that they really need on Weatherfront. Yeah, you guys are right on the border of that mesoscale discussion, Edmund. Right on the border of the mesoscale discussion. So, yeah, you could get some strong storms, but really you're getting washed out right now. You could have this storm push through 70-mile-per-hour winds, very small hail. This is starting to bow out a little bit. The velocities on this are actually starting to increase. For sure. Let's look. Yeah, look at this. Look at that. This storm's starting to intensify. We might actually get this whole line intensifying, pushing down to the southeast towards Lawton, Pauls Valley, and OKC. Yep. This is it. It may end up getting a destructive thunderstorm here, pushing towards OKC. So we'll have to watch that. And again, a lot of vorticity heading towards Mangum. Still don't see a tornado on the ground there, but you're going to have some strong winds pushing through if you don't get a tornado. I got to stretch. Any tornado documentaries you guys recommend? I'm excited to see the Reed Timmer one coming out. That should be fun. All right. Quick little stretch. Oh, give me 1 second. Woo. Un momento. Yeah, I feel like they're going to upgrade this. What do you guys think? I mean, we're showing widespread 70-mile-per-hour gusts in here. It is a 70-mile-per-hour considerable damage threat thunderstorm. I guess we're not really seeing anything hinting at 80, but let me turn on storm reports real quick. Look at this, tracking a funnel cloud. Interesting. We just got a report just to the, I mean, really pretty much right outside of Mangum. Very clear lowering with a tail cloud formed 8 miles to my west-northwest. So this person is reporting a wall cloud right out here. He's looking directly at this. He's looking directly at this. This is the wall cloud he sees. So, and there's some obvious rotation. We definitely had a tight couplet there for a second. Lots of lightning with this one. It's starting to, see, it's starting to get that hook. Yeah, this is starting to look a little bit concerning. There's your inflow there. There's your rotation. It's still not a super tight couplet, though. It's kind of still what I would consider a broad rotation. Too broad of a rotation. Yeah, I'd probably consider getting in a safe spot if I'm in Mangum. Yep, like Purple said. Lowest, most interior room in your home. As many walls between you and the outside as possible, or a bathroom. If you're in a mobile home, find safety in a building shelter. Yep. Is there rotation on the north side of this thing? I mean, there's you know, rotational shear, but not like a very, see, there was for a second there. There was kind of, you had some areas of rotation. This is probably when it was reported, but really the main area of rotation that we're watching right now is down here. This is going to try to drop, starting to get that classic hook. inflow RFD funnel. All right, let's watch this for a second longer. Oh, and the storm going into the metro. Let's check. Nah, this is just straight. This is just straight line win. I think Oklahoma City is going to be put in a considerable damage threat, severe thunderstorm warning very soon. $75 decibels, 76 decibels. 76 decibels severe thunderstorm. There's probably some very large hail out here. I wouldn't be surprised if we had over 2-inch hail. Head it. All right, on the closer radar, we're only getting about 70 decibels. But yeah, head it directly towards Mangum. All right, we got another radar. So here, that's the area we're watching. I'm trying to see if we can get a clear couplet here. It's still a little bit messy. That's where I would expect the rotation to be. So we're seeing the velocity there. No clear CC drop. Wonder if they're going to get a shot of it. Yeah. Brandon. Is that the birthday boy? Happy 21st birthday, Brandon. Yeah, this is going to be close here. How fast are we moving at? How fast are we moving at? 25 miles per hour. All right, let's change this. Let's look 25. All right, 25 miles per hour would give us about 20 minutes until this moves over Mangum. Blair, about 50. Yep. Yeah. I've had a lot of 21st birthdays. I've been celebrating my 21st birthday for over a decade. All right, we got a new radar scan here. Look at the instant rotation on the MRMS. Look at the instant rotation on here. Right in here. That's wild that it shows that. Clearly see there's not much up here. Very, very obvious what's going on. Is this wow, that looks like such a hook on the MRMS. Holy crap. Let's get back into our close radar. It honestly looks a lot scarier on reflectivity than it looks on vorticity. I'm assuming this was extended out east, or it's about to be. That's what that severe thunderstorm update is. This looks, yeah, on reflectivity, this looks pretty, like a pretty nice tornado's developing, but on vorticity, it doesn't look super intense. But you got to be careful because the radar lies to you sometimes. I'd be in shelter in Mangum 100%. Butler County, Kansas. There's a tornado. I don't know where Butler County, Kansas is, but let me look around.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Yeah. Oh, this one. Okay. I don't see any tornadoes in Kansas. Ooh. You guys, okay. We're getting radar distortion because this is where the radar is. But this, to me, looks like this thing's hooking. Look at that. This looks like we're getting a hook here. But it's going directly over the radar, so you can't even see. You wouldn't be able to see anything on the vorticity. Is this Butler? Oh, and look at this cell as well. I don't like the orientation of these at all. This one and this one. Is Wichita Butler County?
Attention, a new severe thunderstorm
Wichita, Kansas
warning has been issued.
This one east of Wichita doesn't look like anything to me. I don't see anything east. I'm looking west of Wichita. I don't see any sort of... I'm looking at both of these. This one isn't, but this one right here, that just is moving, about to move right over the radar. Both have a kind of... I'm in Goddard. We just got some heavy rain. Wedgick, Sedgwick. Butler's right to the east. Yeah, these storms are two that we're probably going to want to watch closely.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
I can't believe they still haven't moved this one out to the east. I'm surprised. This is probably get expanded out towards Oklahoma City. All right, let's see what's happening down here. Mangum. Still a sloppy setup here, which is good for you guys. Obviously, once again, a sketchy orientation here. A little bit of a hook forming, but not a tight couplet. So, let's double check what's going on in Joplin. All right, okay, it's updating everything. We look okay out near Joplin. Oh, Wichita. I really want this thing to get away from the radar so I could see it better. There's a lot of rotation in this area. I guess we would know if it took out the radar. I think we're all right though. Is this Torpaz though? Should probably be Torpaz. Lubbock, there we are. I said yesterday I haven't spoke about Lubbock much, but just to the southeast of Lubbock, Slayton.
Attention, a new destructive severe thunderstorm
this is gonna get loud.
80
mile per hour radar indicated winds, 1-inch hail, destructive damage threat. This is right to the southeast of Lubbock, and this must be a terrible radar because I'm not seeing what they're talking about. Velocities don't show anything significant. This must have been just recorded. Radar, it's saying radar indicated. Interesting. What? Not the radar I'm looking at. The radar I'm looking at isn't seeing 80 mile per hour winds. All right. Slayton moving east towards Spur, Texas. Destructive damage threat, severe thunderstorm warning. Mangum, I'd probably still stay in
Attention,
shelter.
A new considerable severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
70-mile-per-hour winds, 2-inch hail, about to move through your area. And there's still some sketchy vorticity, rotation. Report it wall cloud as well. So yeah, I'd probably just be in a safe spot as that moves over. Still surprised we haven't had the severe thunderstorm warning stretched out east towards Oklahoma City. It's pretty strong winds there. Still got some severe thunderstorm warnings up here in New York. .60-mile-per-hour radar indicated winds inch hail from northeast of Erie up through Dunkirk, New York. Nothing crazy.
Attention, a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. Attention, a new special weather statement has been issued.
Yeah, I think you're going to be just fine, Mangum. That thing's not getting its structure back together. Let me double check Wichita up here. I can't be out much longer. I got to get up early. I also wanted to actually build my desk tonight because I'm moving my office downstairs. Oh, man, I have a lot of stuff to move. Is Tulsa getting any more storms tonight? It's possible. You've still got a tornado watch to your north. Severe thunderstorm warning to your west. You're kind of in this area between storms to your north, storms to your southwest. But yeah, it's 100% possible to get some strong storms moving through tonight. I think your chance of a severe storm tonight isn't too high, but you could get some strong thunderstorms rolling through. You've got two boundaries. You got one boundary igniting up here, one boundary igniting up here. I don't really see what would cause something to strong storms to fire off in the middle here overnight, but let me go to real-time mesoscale analysis. You got this warm boundary to the south that's holding these storms together.
Attention, a new considerable severe thunderstorm
There you go.
warning has been issued.
That's for OKC, at least Western OKC Metro. Tuttle, Chickasaw, they finally put that down there. 70-mile-per-hour radar indicated winds, considerable damage threat. Nice little bow echo pushing forward here. Let's get back to Mangum. You guys are looking good. Not seeing that thing put down a tornado right now. All right, I'm gonna call it tonight. I'm gonna, I think, go downstairs and build my desk since I'll be moving my office. It's gonna be a stand-up, one of those desks that goes up and down. So I'll probably be standing a lot when I do live stuff because first of all, I just like standing. Second of all, my knees hurt because I sit all day for work.
Attention, a new flash
So,
flood warning has been
You guys
issued.
will see me kind of bouncing around when I get really excited, you know? It'll be a good time. It'll be a whole different type of live stream. The energy is going to be immaculate moving forwards. Is Tulsa getting any more storms? Oh yeah, I answered that, yeah. Oh yeah, I appreciate all you. Appreciate any follows. Appreciate any subs. Appreciate you being in here helping the
New
algorithm.
information. This special marine warning
I
has been
will
updated.
probably be streaming tomorrow night as well, or at least for a little bit tomorrow as well. I'm gonna try to do these. What did we call them? Did we land on penta streams, quintuple, or I forget what the other one was. If you're in my Discord, we need to vote on what we should call them. Yeah, Connor's Climate quintuple
Attention,
streams.
A new destructive severe thunderstorm.
Oh, really
warning
quick
has been
here before I
issued.
get off. Destructive thunderstorm. I just had to say, holy smokes, guys, this came out of nowhere. All right, real quick before I get off. Whoa. Hello? This was 10 minutes ago. This is now. Look at this thing shoot up out of nowhere. 80-mile-per-hour observed winds. 3/4 inch hail heading directly east through Plainview out towards Floydada. I don't know how to say that. Lockney down to Lubbock down to Brownfield. Then this is going to be pushing out east. This thing came out of nowhere. Outflow boundary. There it is. See that outflow boundary? You had two outflow boundaries. You had an outflow boundary from these southern storms and an outflow boundary from these western storms collide. Just tons of forcing, and then boom. There it is. So
Attention, a new flash
stay safe
flood
out there.
warning has been issued.
Out and around the Lubbock region, out east. Literally spawned out of nowhere, right? I know. Like, look at this. That's what happens with outflow boundaries, though, sometimes. Wild. All right, everyone, have a good night.